was dangerous. First lap ever on this track. First time ever driving the new Z.
They got you flagged for being sideways.
This should be interesting. As soon as I landed in Georgia, I got my tour over at Z1. Next day, which is this video, is when I went to AMP, which is Atlanta Motorsports Park. Track day is technically the start of Z Nationals. It's a 2-day event. The first day is track day. I met Z1 while I was out at Willow Springs instructing, giving ride-alongs and doing all sorts of Z-Con festivities. We started talking and they asked if I wanted to review the 600R. Of course, a track junkie.
Any questions on surface flag?
Drivers meeting, they just said that they would have red and yellow flag, which is normally a debris flag, up for any kind of wildlife. That is the first time in a drivers meeting I've ever heard that. So that's deer or any other large animals. I've never been to a track day where I could almost hit a deer. And the worst is a bunny. R.I.P. bunny. Upstairs, they have this whole lounge area that overlooks the entire track. Dude! So I can see everything from up here. Look at that. Top area right here then is just all another lounge, like a members only access lounge, and then down there garages, one's tent. God, it is so bright out here. What's this? Tent center. Oh my gosh. Is that the car elevator? The website has some kind of car elevator. God, I'm probably not supposed to be in here. On the light. Okay. This is what a car elevator looks like. Looks like they're using it for some storage, but is that actually showing elevation change? Are you kidding me? There's a pool, jacuzzi, fountain. Oh my God. I need to make my way down there. How do I make my way down there? Oh, it's a classroom. Oh. So here's, oh, how cool. It looks like this is some track calculations for some kind of, they're using a 996 turbo as trial here. Point, rough estimate of like miles per hour, or even highlights the racing line. There's a full-on gym in here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God!
Thank you. All right, so it's about midday right now. And so what's happening is I just got a couple of ride-alongs. Been looking at the track through videos and whatnot. I'm gonna be going out in about half an hour in the new 600R, like the new Z, to give my review. That will be first lap ever on this track. First time ever driving the new Z. So this should be interesting. I'm first lap out, so. Position is not okay. I'm literally about to fall. I'm falling off the seat. Woo, that blind turn is crazy. It was dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking to him about. When you're being in the seat like that, it is a little sketchy.
So, like, the best thing is we used the OMP. There was 2 OMP big, like, things, but yeah.
This works?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm gonna. It's like dangerous. Yes.
Good call coming in.
All right, so I'm coming up on this blind ass turn. So what's very interesting is I don't know this track, right? I also don't know this car. I'm running in an intermediate group at the current moment. Losing that turn. Brakes are super nice. I'm not quite sure. I would assume that it's going to be some kind of 1.5. It has upgraded from about lap 4, I think, 4 or 5. I'm starting to really get this track. It's fun. You have an upgraded turbo, their upgraded turbo package in the 600R.
which I definitely can feel. So they did upgrade all the cooling components, because that was one of the issues in the 600 Z that they had identified. So that's super cool that they would do that. So far, I really think that this car is extremely easy to drive. I feel like it's kind of set up for the track already. Obviously, with the aftermarket suspension arms, the braking, the upgraded cooling for the turbos, the upgraded turbos. All in all, I think this is an amazing car to drive, to track, even for like first-time track goers. I think that this is actually a pretty friendly car. Now, I feel like a beginner can grow into this car. I have not had brake fade at all. Now, granted, I'm not experienced at this track, so I'm not pushing the car to its absolute limits. I've been keeping an eye on engine temps, water temps, everything's been great. Oil pressure, obviously it's a new car, so you would expect that. But even after tracking it and, you know, kind of speeding on it, and I am not the only one, because they've been giving ride-alongs all day, and there hasn't been any kind of issues, like, at all. So, all in all, I think this is an amazing car. I would definitely track it. I would love to see, you know, what you can do with tuning and kind of tune. I believe they have their Z1 coilover kit on it. I would assume that it's like some kind of two-way, so there's some adjustability. It's comfortable. In terms of the cockpit and the feel for you know, track use, the shifter's at a great place. Now they did upgrade the shifter to the Z1 short shifter, so that has been working out. That has obviously done really well. So I had a great time driving this. Thank you so much, Z1, for letting me drive this and take this out. It's actually a really fun car, and I would absolutely want to drive this again. I would love to start tuning it and having fun with it and seeing how that would work out. And so turn one was interesting. The rest of the track felt really like smooth.
I am done with my first session on this track with that Z34. Now, a lot was going on. I'm not gonna lie. I was completely overstimulated by the time I got out of the car. So, never driven that track, so I was learning a new track, but I was also trying to drive it enough where I could actually feel like the car and, you know, kind of, you gotta drive it to some kind of limit to be able to feel and give an actual review. Now, there was a couple of factors involved. One, I had never driven on this track. Two, I've never driven the RZ34. You know, the 600R, nor the stock one. That car is also modified, heavily modified. On top of that, I was also talking to a camera the entire time in the car. There were a couple times that I blew a corner, but I guess that's to be expected when, you know, you don't really know the track. All in all, I think the car actually did feel good. Now again, it is a heavily modified new Z. I don't know what a brand new Z feels like. My review on it was that the suspension felt tight. Throttle response was different actually from my Z33. Nice. I would like to probably tune it to like what I like. There were a couple times where I understeered through a couple of the turns. I keep understeering, but obviously that's me trying to get used to the corner itself and me just kind of coming in too hot. I am actually used to my Z33, which is set up a little bit more on the oversteer side. I'm able to like rotate the car in the way that I wanted it to, but that also has to do with me getting used to the brake, feeling where that threshold. 600Rs, they come with a track edition. So the 600R, it is a version of the Z34 that Z1 can actually fix up for you. It has all the bolt-ons. It has turbo upgrades, it has cooling upgrades, it has, I think, the Nismo GT Pro, as well as the Touring Catback track brake edition, and I think it's a two-piece rotor with like their track, you know, aggressive pads. The one that I was driving, like I said, though, had the competition one, so the pads were a little bit more aggressive. And all of that was interesting. I really want to drive the Spec Z, but they're saying that, so there's a huge line for the ride-along still, so we'll see. I'm kind of sad about that, but all in all, the track is actually really fun. It is 13 turns, I believe, and it is a little technical because there are some spots that are corners, or kind of tight turns. There's also a couple blind spots, like turn, I think it's 11. And that was a very interesting one because that absolutely required driver muscle memory, and I didn't have that. So I was building my muscle memory out there with a brand new Z. I waited for the ride-alongs to die down as much as possible because they were using the Spec Z for all the ride-alongs. They told me that I couldn't use the car until, you know, that died down. I got my 10 minutes with it on track. Session out in the Spec Z, in the black Spec Z. What really sucks is there was no audio whatsoever. Very interested in driving it because it is similar to mine. So it has a helical diff, KW Club Sports. Power-wise, it's pretty much stock-ish, right? Like around Z power, so nothing crazy. It's NA. I think it's a Z1 suspension arms, so it has some kind of adjustability. It drove so much better than what my Z drives. What was really nice is that it was extremely predictable. The caster must be at max because the wheel was turning back like amazingly. The window of slip angle was actually pretty large in my Z. The window of slip angle and that the ability to get in slip angle and be in it through a turn is extremely thin. So you just blink and it's gone. But this one, you know, once you're in kind of that right spot, you really could just rotate the car very nicely around the turns. Also, this track is not like the ones I'm used to. It was extremely smooth and it's well kept, so that was really nice. So the car didn't get really upset. I did get yelled at and pulled in though.
They got you flagged for being sideways.
Because after a while, actually, it was like within like 2 or 3 laps, I got so comfortable with the car that I was kind of trying to push it and try different lines, like through 6 extremely interesting. I tried as much as I could to get through it in different ways to see what was faster, but I was sliding through it, and so I got called in. And at first I was like, oh, like I wasn't sliding that bad. I mean, it's not like I lost it at any point. It was that I was intermediate group, so that kind of sucked in. You know, that was gonna be, that was not friendly to the intermediate group and probably scared the shit out of them. But the car was great, felt amazing, and no heating issues, nothing. The shifter felt great, it was nice and tight. I gotta talk to him about that. So I think we're pretty much packing up. So I'm gonna see what else I can do. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a tour of the condos. I'm really excited I got to drive this gorgeous track and that I even got to do this Georgia trip. It was a lot of fun meeting all the Z1 guys and just fellow enthusiasts, right? Whether you like Z cars or not, I just like being around other people that enjoy the sport and the culture, especially at track days. It's my favorite thing to do. And I just really hope that I get to do more of this. Until the next time, boo. Peace. You guys, look at this freaking garage. All right, Chris, what do we got going on here?
Welcome to the Very Red Racing Garage. So, yeah, Mr. Jack Rambo is responsible for the majority of this.
Oh my God. Okay, you share this with other people, or?
Yeah, Jack, myself, and Shane, who is now the Praga dealer for North America here in the US. So there's a Praga R1, he's got a Radical SR10, he's got an F3 car next door, Ligier F3.
Oh, there's a car up there?
Yeah, cars, bikes, he's out riding his...
Oh, yeah, there's one missing here.
Yeah, he is not, he's riding.
Oh my God, it's a simulator?
Yeah.
Is this a simulator?
Yep, Sam, force feedback, crazy stuff, rip your thumbs off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he hasn't like max force if he doesn't want to.
And the entire walls are lined with these cabinets.
So this wall's gonna get torn out soon.
Oh,
There's another garage.
to make room for his other one?
They're gonna build a loft, so it's like a hangout loft upstairs. Cars are super fast up there on the karting track. Monthly socials in the summer, so we'll have like public band and
that's cool.
Food and drinks and entertainment. They'll be.
I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out here? That's cool.
They do drag racing on the front straight. They do time attack on short loop, and this do autocrossing. Come here in the evening and like do everything.
That's cool. Oh my God, I've never seen before a freaking track Dude, how are there not more people up here?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Now I can say I have officially been in a jacuzzi at a track.
It's this is like
I just drove down the hill, so I think I kind of like had shown you kind of where it's And so the bottom are just the garages, and then you walk upstairs for the
Yeah,
condos?
upstairs. So full. It's like I want to say it's like 1,200 or 1,500 square feet on the garage.